Welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host, Conrad, and today we have another look at the crypto market. So as usual, this is my TradingView page. Go check it out for some updates along the way and for some trading ideas, of course. So yeah, here at Enlightened Trading and of course at Enlightened_trading_. Make sure you follow my Instagram as well. I'm posting some memes and some funny content. So yeah, make sure you follow me here. So before jumping into Bitcoin's price today, make sure you like the video down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course. And I really appreciate it, and of course it helps me very much. So yeah, jumping here into Bitcoin's price, I'm going to look at this chart for now. This is the weekly time frame, as you can see, and we are still here consolidating on this trend line. We currently have a green 2 above a green 1 on a weekly time frame. This is actually a bullish and a positive sign, and this would now signal a long trade for Bitcoin here, as long this green 2 closes above this green 1. Closes above this green prior 1. That would indicate that this bullish trade is now confirmed, and this would actually be a sign that we could be after the races to another green 9 sell, and this might even happen here around 14k. But of course, this is still in the future, and it's very hard to predict, of course. So, but we are still consolidating here and moving sideways. This is basically a very nice sign, in my opinion. This still signals that even though that we have a pretty high price here in Bitcoin compared, of course, to the prior weeks, that we are still moving sideways, and we don't see too much selling pressure coming in, and we have not yet even retested 8k really. So that is a very positive sign for Bitcoin, and of course, signaling a pretty strong bias here. So we now, when I yesterday bounced a little higher, we had a descending trend line here in Bitcoin. If you look at this here on a daily time frame, we can also go into a 4-hour time frame where it gets pretty clear. You can see we have these bottoms connecting and these tops here, and you can see how many touches we had here just before breaking and then confirming it with a retest, this trend line here on the top, and now we moved higher very nicely. So this is pretty strong, in my opinion. Maybe this will even continue. We have to wait and see. This is a 4-hour time frame. We are now having 9 sell on the 4-hour, so maybe we will retrace a little bit more, maybe even down to 9,500 once again to retest this resistance before then maybe even moving higher. So on daily time frame, in Bitcoin we currently have another green 2. It has not yet traded above the green 1. Looking at of course the TD sequential. So this would still be pretty important to see what happens. I'm currently in an Ethereum position. I've not traded Bitcoin for quite a while. I think it's moving pretty much sideways, and there is no real clear trading possibility currently, so I'm staying away from trading Bitcoin for now. So and there is still the possibility that if we take a look here at this chart, that we have the an ascending trend line here on the bottom connecting these lows, and this would then of course be the sign that we are indeed still experiencing this ascending triangle here on a daily and weekly time frame. So this of course has a very bullish bias if you of course if you respect structural formations. Then this of course signals a pretty strong bias that we still are getting higher lows on a daily time frame, and when we are always bouncing back to about 10k, and if this green 2 breaks above this green 1, moving into 10k, then maybe we will be rejected one more time. But if we are rejected one more time, then I do think this will be the last time before we break it if we then come back up again. So this can then look like this. We might get rejected once more, or we move sideways. So this could so this could look like this. We get higher, we move sideways, and then we finally break through above 10k, above 10.5k as well, before then of course moving higher to about 11k and maybe even 12k. So these are the targets currently. Looking at the Fibonacci, you can still see that we are below this very important 10k Fibonacci retracement here, drawn from the top of around 14k. So still very important here if you look at this Fibonacci retracement. So there is still, of course, not too much to talk about. Here Bitcoin is still a very similar formation than it was prior days ago. So, but what we can look at is Ethereum, and you can see Ethereum bouncing very strongly here yesterday, and we can connect these highs to form a trend line, and this fits very nicely currently. And the bounce yesterday was much higher in Ethereum than it was in Bitcoin. I think like more than 3% more than it was in Bitcoin. So that signals that Ethereum bulls are very strong, and you can see also it's very clear that Ethereum is in a stronger bullish uptrend. As you can see, we retested this resistance here very nicely. That's also where I entered, so I got pretty, I would say I got lucky, because I took this trade, but it was a very nice trade on my part, so that was very nice. And we are here almost back up again to the highs. Once we move to $250, I do think we might even break it, but I don't think it's that likely currently. I do think another rebound off this high is the more likely scenario. But as you can see, compared to Bitcoin, for example, here we broke on the 1st of June, which was right here. We moved higher, and actually we moved higher the prior days, and we are higher than the high of on the 3rd of April, which was right here. So you can see Ethereum is very strong compared to Bitcoin actually currently, at least looking at the USD chart, and we are now also getting closer to our prior high of $290. So yes, Bitcoin has a smaller room to go to this high, but Ethereum has a more healthy uptrend, and this is another consolidation, a sideways consolidation after a bullish trend. So this would of course signal that once we move higher rapidly, and most likely going into $290. So this is a very nice sign, and as I said, we also have a green 2 above green 1, similar to Bitcoin. It's not above it, but it's a sideways bar. So maybe once we move above it, we can then break higher. But we are also currently experiencing a 9 sell here on Ethereum. So maybe we will once again move down to like $237 before then moving higher. Okay, I think that's it for today's video. Yeah, as I said, Ethereum looking very strong currently, in my opinion, much better to trade than Bitcoin is currently. Just looking at its technical picture, it's looking very nice in my opinion. And on a weekly time frame, you can see we are experiencing a green 3 above a green 2. This is now a bullish entry, similar to Bitcoin, but we have a green 3 compared to Bitcoin's green 2, and we are much higher actually than we are in Bitcoin. And this is the 200 weekly moving average, also of course still acting as resistance. So there is still a lot of resistance, but I do think that this sideways consolidation could be over soon here in Ethereum, and of course Bitcoin has to move along Ethereum, or Ethereum moves along Bitcoin. So they are of course very closely interconnected. Okay, yeah, that's it. As I said, thank you very much for watching and staying tuned. I do think there are some trading opportunities ahead if you did enter here on the bottom on Ethereum, and of course for any holdings here in Bitcoin, there is also some possibility. And as you can see, we are now dropping here, so that's not too surprising. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you're holding Bitcoin for the long term. And yeah, see you guys and people. I see you people back next time. Bye.